inspiring words. Now I would like to invite one of the strongest allies of LGBTI plus community in Serbia for many years, Commissioner for Human Rights, Council of Europe, Dunja Mijatović.
Dobar dan, Beograde. Dobar dan, Serbia. Dear colleagues, dear Europride organizers, dear activists, dear friends, dear Helena, dear Gordana. The Europride 2022 has gone through a lot of ups and downs, as we know. It began in 2019, as you all know, on a very positive note, when this pan-European event was attributed for the first time to a country in southeastern Europe with the support of the Serbian authorities. This was a strong signal that equality was making strides, finally. But over the past few weeks, Europride has faced political backtracking, displays of hate, and even a ban on the march. And yet, we are here in Belgrade, members of the LGBTI community, members of the international organizations, diplomats, supporters, activists, all of us showing determination to advance equal rights for LGBTI people despite the adversity. Like that's something particularly different. It was immediately clear to me that Europride in Belgrade would be of great significance. I have stood with you through the uncertainty of the last weeks, pressing all the time for the respect of rights to freedom of assembly and freedom of expression. Nothing spectacularly different than that. I have used my mandate to push for a successful Europride through multiple contacts with the Serbian authorities at the highest level, in close coordination with the organizers and other stakeholders. Looking back at what happened, it strikes me that this Europride is a perfect allegory for the struggle toward equal human rights for LGBTI people in Europe and beyond. We may have hoped for a linear arc of progress, but the reality is that gains are followed by setbacks, which are then overcome again. What else? The fight to secure respect for the human rights of LGBTI people has been paved with enormous victories on our continent, from decriminalization to the adoption of anti-hate and anti-discrimination laws, legal gender recognition, and same-sex marriage in many member states of the Council of Europe, even if progress remains uneven. And this needs to be recognized. Crucially, the visibility and acceptance of LGBTI people in our societies is on the rise. Pride marches are a critical component of this. They enable LGBTI people in a country to be seen and to experience solidarity. They give a voice to those whose rights are often ignored or violated. They're about fighting misconceptions and prejudices, conspiracy theories. It is important to remember these successes when times seem dark. But the resistance to this year's Europride is a stark reminder that the work is not complete and that we are going through difficult times. We cannot pretend that everything is fine, that we are here and the Europride is ongoing. We have to expose the problems. But the resistance of this year's Europride is also a moment to start moving in quite a different direction in order to give even more visibility to LGBTIQ community. In recent years, several member states have taken steps to roll back the rights of LGBTI people. powerful anti-gender movements are whipping intolerance and hatred across the continent. Pride marches just restarted this year after a 2-year pause caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. And it is striking that several have faced great challenges: the terrorist attack on the eve of Oslo Pride, the ban and subsequent massive arrest of participants at Istanbul Pride, the cancellation of Tbilisi Pride due to threats of violence, and then inaction of the authorities to tackle them, and multiple physical attacks in the margins of Pride marches, including well-established ones, notably against transgender participants. And now, this tormenting battle around Europride here. Why the sudden and last-minute turnaround by the Serbian authorities? We have to ask this question. Why the long uncertainty and contradicting messages from different authorities every single day? The intimidation over the last days has been regrettable. It stands at the very opposite of the authorities' obligations to uphold the human rights of LGBTI people. Attacks against the human rights of LGBTI people are part of a more general trend to undermine human rights. I have denounced the scapegoating of LGBTI people by unscrupulous politicians for political gain. They are humiliating people, attacking them, harassing them, intimidating them. Where LGBTI rights are under assault, so are women's rights, as well as the rights of migrants and of other minorities. Civil society stands under pressure and media freedom is weakened. So it's not just about LGBTI rights that we are talking about here. A lot is at stake. Remember this. Those who oppose LGBTI rights fail to honor their commitment to human rights in general. Their actions run counter our common European values of dignity, inclusion, equality, and respect for the rule of law. This is why Europride is so important to expand the effective respect of European standards across the region and to counter these negative trends. Europride has come here in Belgrade no matter what. This international human rights conference is taking place. Important issues are being discussed, as we just heard. All this illustrates the strength of the LGBTI community and our collective commitment to continue supporting their fight for equality. And I use this opportunity to pay tribute to all of you courageous people. Where we go next is clear to me. We will continue to be visible and vocal until LGBTI people can fully enjoy their human rights. I'm proud to be here with you in Belgrade. We will stand for a more equal society where LGBTI people can be seen and heard as equal citizens. Let love win, not hate.
Thank you very much for those strong and very clear remarks.